Jimmy Two-Time Yanzology 412 with the 2024 Pittsburgh Steelers NFL Draft Preview.
This episode of Yanzology is brought to you by Cool Cones with 2 locations, Perry Highway and North Park. So get a Cool Cone and chill out.
As you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers draft here coming up tomorrow night, I really think they should focus on, number one, the needs, but they should also focus on what problems did they have last year and how can they correct the problems. Needs, clearly offensive line, number one need. You also need some cornerbacks. Got rid of Deontay Johnson in the offseason, so you need a receiver. And the defensive line is getting a little bit older. So I would say, fourthly, you want to look at the defensive line. You also want to take a look at winning college programs and bringing Broderick Jones, bringing George Pickens. I think they have to look at Georgia. Players who have played in big games know how to play in big games. So that's a second thing. And then we take a look at the problems that we had last year. Number one, the snapping of the ball. You need to look at a center. Not only do you need to look at tackles, but you also need to look at a center. First pick that the Steelers get in the first round, they should definitely, without a doubt, Amarius Mims, the tackle from Georgia. He plays left tackle. You can then kick Broderick Jones over to the right side, which is his natural position. And now you have bookend tackles for the foreseeable future, maybe even for the next decade. Second round, I think, once again, you focus on the offensive line. I think Zach Frazier, center from West Virginia, great pick. Great value pick. He's one of the top 3 or 4 centers in the draft. So really think you go with him. He's 6'3", 300 pounds. The other thing is he was a 4-time wrestling champion in high school. So he knows how to control his body. He knows how to get on blocks and use his strength to his benefit. Teach him a little bit how to go ahead and pull. And now you have 3/5 of the offensive line. For years to come, everyone is under the age of 23, 24 years old. First pick in the third round, I think you address the cornerback position. Joey Porter Jr. definitely had an awesome rookie year last year going into his second campaign. Corey Trice, you start to get the younger guys from trades in the offseason, but I really think Kyrie Jackson, cornerback out of Oregon, he's a tall, lean kid, 6'4". He'll be able to match up against the taller receivers in the league and be able to help out as well in the run game, not shy from the run game. As well, Cam Hart, I think the cornerback out of Notre Dame, if you pass on Kyrie Jackson, I think that Cam Hart is definitely a good pick there in the third round. First pick. Second pick in the third round, I think we address the wide receiver position. We have Javon Baker out of UCF, 6'1". Devontae Walker, 6'2", out of Carolina. Good players, be able to open up the field, be able to be a great complement to George Pickens as they try to incorporate the run game, but really try to incorporate the passing game, but really focus on the run game as well. Fourth pick, you address a defensive line or you go offensive guard. 2 players that I'm looking at there, Dwayne Carter, defensive tackle out of Duke, good stout defensive player, can take on the double team, can really help those linebackers, free them up so they can go ahead, rush your quarterback, and continue that sack parade in the backfield. If you don't go defensive tackle in the fourth round, Mason McCormick, offensive guard, South Dakota State. However, if you take a look in the past, historically, smaller schools up in the Northwest and out in the West have produced big-time offensive linemen. So Mason McCormick, 6'4" offensive guard out of South Dakota State, be able to play behind Isaac Seumalo and be able to go ahead and learn from those guys. He doesn't really have to come in and start initially, but he can learn from the veteran leadership that he would be able to get and be able to really come into his own as we go, not maybe this year, but next year and for years to come. 2 picks in the 6th round, I think we go. In the first pick, we go linebacker, either Jalen Ford out of Texas or everyone's saying Jeremiah Trotter out of Clemson. Jeremiah Trotter, a little bit undersized player. However, can definitely stick his nose in there and get a little bit dirty with the run game and be able to drop back in the coverage a little bit. Jalen Ford, 6'2" out of Texas, big school. He understands big moments. mean big plays, and he understands that coming from Texas. Second pick in the sixth round, I think we go Leonard Taylor, huge body, Miami, 6'4", out of University of Miami, the U. But I think we go that. And then you have the offensive line, you have the cornerback position, you have the receivers, and now you have the defensive line, linebackers really trying to build up that interior inside of the defense there with the inside linebackers to complement Patrick Queen that we got in the offseason, and then to really complement the safeties. So you do need another linebacker there to help Patrick Queen and help the other two with Highsmith and with Watt, but also you need those interior defensive linemen and really edge rushers to be able to kick in a 4-3 that they sometimes play in the 3-4, be able to kick inside and put the hand down in the dirt and go ahead and help out. So that's my Pittsburgh Steeler pre-draft preview here. Let's see what happens tomorrow night. But regardless of what happens, we're all still Steeler fans. And I'm Jimmy Two Time. Until next time, I'm out.